Lego Star Wars sets that probably won't be made again. I think the premise is kind of obvious, but this only includes Lego sets based off of actual Lucasfilm / official Star Wars property. I think we all know that Lego Freemaker sets or Yoda Chronicles are not going to come back again. Alright, let's start off with an honorable mention, Jabba's Palace. The last time Jabba's Palace was released was in 2013. Originally, I had this big explanation on why that this set will not be released again. But basically, if you're out of the loop, you might be saying, well, yeah, this would actually probably be made again. It will make a good location and a set. It's one of the most iconic scenes in cinema, not just Star Wars, for good and bad reasons. The set would honestly be perfect in the Lego style because you can make it a playset, 18 plus set, etc. But basically why the set probably won't be made again was that it was accused of being offensive to Islamic and Turkish groups because it kind of looks like a mosque, and Jabba has an S-word girl, I'm not going to say the actual name because I don't want this video being taken down, and he's smoking hookah, which is a dumb reason, and Lego kind of acknowledged that it's dumb because it's based off the movie, and not every dumb place in a desert is making fun of the Islamic religion. But they still haven't made the set since 2013. But also, judging by the Brothor set had a beer keg and beers, I think Lego's becoming more lax with stuff like beer and smoking and drinking and stuff like that. And they did change the S-word Leia into the Hutt Slayer Leia and some Star Wars toys and marketing. So the hope is still very well there, meaning that's honorable mention. Rogue Shadow, last time it was released was in 2008. It came with the Galen Merrick, Juno Eclipse, and Damage Bader. The idea we're probably never going to get the set in a Lego Star Wars medium again kind of makes me sad. The Rogue Shadow is too beautiful, and this old set doesn't really capture it to the degree that they can today. The obvious reason why they won't release the set is because Disney bought Star Wars, and The Force Unleashed is no longer canon. Unless Lego adopts the gaming greats that Hasbro's been doing, they won't go back to old games, especially since Lego hardly even does relevant games in the first place. It's literally just the Inferno Squad Battle Pack and indirectly the Stormtrooper and Rebel Battle Pack that tied in with Battlefront 2. When this set came out, it was from the waning days of the old simplistic style Lego Star Wars sets, which is the reason why Juno Eclipse looks horrible and Galen Merrick is super simple. But the Vader is amazing, and again, this set still sort of holds up today, but it doesn't really compare to anything that's been released in the last half decade. I really hope Lego tries to do the gaming greats thing, but let's be honest, it's not going to happen. So this set, along with the hope of getting an updated Star Killer, is kind of dead. TIE Crawler. This set was made in 2007, during the time where I guess Lego was experimenting with obscure Star Wars lore, because the TIE Crawler has never been seen on screen, only in comic book and book medium, which is the reason I don't ever see the set returning in Lego form, especially since it's from Star Wars Legends. It's not even one of the most known Star Wars Legends property, which probably means that the set didn't sell too well in the first place. And the more knowledgeable people of this vehicle think it's one of the most dumbest Star Wars creations ever. Also, the minifigures were meh, because there's not really any figures you can put in the set that, makes sense and will drive up the desirability. The only way I feel like Lego were considering making this is that if it makes a big return in like a live action medium like in The Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett or something like that. I think if it was even in the animated show, Lego still wouldn't care that much, which was kind of the case for the TIE Defender, which was another obscure Legends thing when Lego released it, but now it's made its return to canon in a big way, but Lego still hasn't really acknowledged it. But if this ship was in The Mandalorian or live action, mark my words, this would probably be an actual set, especially since Thrawn is back. Keeping on theme, the TIE Collection, released in 2004. This one's also really obscure, and was made in the dead time between Revenge of the Sith and Attack of the Clones. It came with 2 TIE Fighters, Darth Vader's TIE, and a TIE D TIE Fighter. A ship that only appeared in Dark Empire 3, a book, and Rogue Squadrons. A super random pull. Figs were a Vader, 2 pilots, and a droid brain from, again, Legends that is super obscure. This set only cost $69.99, which is crazy, and the main reason Lego will never make the set again. The last Darth Vader ship costed $70, but it came with the A-Wing, and if we take into account the last A-Wing was $29.99, that means that the Vader ship was around $40-ish. The latest TIE Fighter costed $40 as well, and is way smaller than the one that we see in this set. If you bought 2 of these most recent TIE Fighters, which again cost $40, it will cost more than this $69.99 set itself. Now, if we are talking about the 2018 one, which is a similar scale to this, then those 2 alone would cost $140. And do you think Lego would make something that's so obscure, like really, really obscure, like the TIE D. If Lego was to make this again, it would literally cost around $250. Even if the TIE fighters were in like the smaller scale, like the 2020 TIE fighter, it would still cost around $140ish. This set in today's age would be practically impossible. And it's still a little bit sad that we won't get something strange like the TIE D again. Sandspeeder, released in 2018, came with the pilot and a gunner. This is one of the worst Lego Star Wars sets to be released, like actually released, because 99% of the people didn't know where the set came from. Because if you looked on Wikipedia, the only thing that pops up is this book, and people thought it was from like Lego OG creation or from Battlefront. And it didn't really help that it was put in a All-Stars, Lego All-Stars, which was this weird thing that they made. So, fans are really confused where this came from. It's actually based off an old Kinner's toy, but Lego never told us that, and they just assumed that we know this. But there's no indication besides the set is set on Jakku for some reason, and I think the fact Lego never told us, and most people were confused where it's from, it made the set warm shelves and it really hurt sales. If Lego would have put it on the box or in the instructions or literally anything indicating that this is from an old toy, then I think it would, sell better, and also we'll have a higher chance of getting stuff like this. I like the idea and concept of Lego releasing Kinner's toys, just upgraded to today's fashion. Just Lego did not execute it very well, and now we probably won't get any Lego Kinner material again. Fury Class Interceptor, released in 2012, the set came with Darth Malgus and 2 Sith Troopers. It came out in the height of the popularity of the Old Republic, especially these trailers, which Malgus featured heavily in. But now the majority of that popularity is gone, and it's also Legends. Lego probably won't ever touch this again. Everyone experienced this trailer are now like in high school and up, and because everyone under 13 were too young to even care about the Old Republic, and that's Lego's largest demographic, I feel like the set will just not happen again because the hype is literally gone. The Lego's main market is these younger kids, and if younger kids don't care about it, the only people who will are us, older people who are there to experience that. So, unfortunately, if you want a Malgus or even an upgraded Malgus, you just have to settle with eBay because he will stay to skyrocket in price. ITS Transport, released in summer 2020, and still on shelves. The set came with Captain Beck by Maradi with a beautiful hairpiece, a Gong Droid, and an R2 unit. Even though it's still on shelves, I don't see Lego releasing this again. It was a part of this whole Galaxy's Edge toy release that a lot of companies did with Target. While in my opinion the set is amazing, it's too niche for the people who haven't gone to Galaxy's Edge to care about. At least with Black Series they did a Hondo, and like the other companies did like stuffed animals of really iconic Star Wars characters. But Lego used vehicles to test the water. It's the only new vehicle in the park to test the waters with, besides the TIE Echelon, which I feel like they should have done instead of this, but so few people have actually been on Rise of the Resistance because of the pandemic, and by the time more people get there, it's going to be gone. So as good as the set is way too niche for people to have significant care about unless you've been to Galaxy's Edge or you love Mon Calamares and Gonk Droids. Still a great set though. Black Ace TIE Fighter, released in 2019. This set came with Griff, Poe Dameron, and BB-8. To keep it short, I absolutely hate this set, and I hope that this set will never return, and I know it will. I'm not going to kid myself and act like Resistance was really popular. Because of that, the chances of us getting Lego Star Wars Resistance sets again are low. So wasting the potential on a set that appeared less than half of the first season is the biggest waste of potential. There's so many sets you could have made, especially like the Fireball or even Doza's ship. Like there's so many other buildings and ships that you could have done besides the Black Ace TIE Fighter. Besides BB-8, these characters barely even appear in the show. Poe Dameron's in like 3 episodes off the top of my head. Griff isn't important, and he only has like significant amount of screen time in the second season when his ship doesn't even show up. And like there's so many other characters, main characters that we should have got in this set, like Jarek Yeager or even Niku or Tam, literally anyone besides Griff. I don't know why the only Star Wars Resistance sets are TIE Fighters. The fact that this doesn't appear much in the show means that 100% we're not going to get this set again. Darth Vader's Castle, released in 2019. The set came with Darth Vader back to tank, 2 royal guards, and an Imperial transport pilot. This set's still on shelves, and it's a really good set. But I just feel like we're at the peak of the popularity with Darth Vader Castle. And by the time this set retires, we'll probably get like a story a year from it, and that's really it. It's already been in a movie, 2 VR games, plus the new Lego Star Wars movie. But after that, I'm predicting that there's not going to be substantial enough material to Lego to ever make a Darth Vader's Castle again. So buy it now before the prices will jump up, because I feel like people are still going to love it. It's just not going to be as relevant. Razor Crest, released in 2020, came with Mandalorian in his old armor, Grogu, Grief Karga, and a Scout Trooper. This set's really good, and all of its flaws have many, and I mean many tutorials on how to fix it. The only problem is that the set blew up, and I know Lego makes sets on things that have canonically blown up like the Death Star, but this feels different. In all those cases, it's been pop cultured enough where it would be kind of weird not to have one. For its iconicity, people as soon as it blown up were like, oh no! Anyway, the only time that people were like seriously upset was this situation, which actually happened to me. Like the day I finished the set, like literally midnight, as soon as I finished it, I went to go watch the episode, and my heart absolutely sank when I saw it explode. And also, it just so happens that that advent calendar day in Lego was the Razor Crest. By the time the necessity for the set comes back, the show would be over. The Mandalorian will most likely have a new ship. Also, there will be way more Season 1 sets and Season 2 sets, and on and on, that Lego will probably do before another Razor Crest. For the last on this list, AT-OT and Gunship. Released in 2009, costed $249, came with 2 clone pilots and 6 normies. We had to face reality. This set isn't coming back again. Okay, first of all, Lego would not do an AT-OT. It's way too obscure. It didn't even appear in the Clone Wars like the set says. It appears right here. Did you miss it? Let me replay it for you. Right there. It hardly gets any screen time, so realistically it would be like an ATTE. Okay, the set originally cost $250, which is a lot, and at that price point, sets are usually reserved for UCS sets or / Master Builder sets like the UCS R2D2 or the Master Builder's Cantina. If Lego was to do it today, it would be around $300 because the ATTE would have more parts than the original AT-OT and then the 2013 one, so that would make it skyrocketed in price. And the LAAT would also have more pieces in it because the original LAAT dropship was kind of flimsy, to be honest. So, and with updated pieces now today, you can pack more pieces into there, and it will cost a lot more money for the stability of it. And it will honestly also make it look better as well. But there's another problem. Again, this really still wouldn't fit into the UCS or Master Builders moniker because it's a playset. It's not 18 plus, and usually under 18 plus, it means that it is a display set. And with the set like this, you're totally gonna want to play with it because it would have that feature to, pick up and drop the ship like we see in Lego. At that point, it's a play set and not really a UCS set. Also, the last problem is that there's already a gunship out. This set will still be on sale for 3 to 5 years. And the next time we get a place to go gunship, it would probably most likely a normal or an Imperial LAAT. So that's the only way we will see this set again. If it's not an AT-OT, if it's extremely downsized, like the TIE Fighter. This set came out at the perfect time where Lego wasn't really a stickler for the UCS MBS label, and it was a realistic where you can have a set relatively expensive, but it didn't have like all the heavy designs and like pieces stuffed into it to make it like a model that is today. Anyways, that's it for your video. What is your list? As always, a subscription always supports the channel. You know all the other stereotypical YouTube things YouTubers says. But really, what is your list? What does your list look like? Am I wrong? Do you think we will ever get these sets like the AT-OT again? Or, the Razor Crest? That's it. I'll see you later.